Hey guys, good morning. So I thought today you could come help me refill grain containers for the girls. I set them up about 2 weeks in advance, so that's really easy when it's cold. Here's the interesting problem. Usually I do that down in the tack room and it's 12 whole degrees. So I went ahead, filled everything up in a couple of buckets, and we're gonna do it in my kitchen. So here's my first tip. I always fill these up. I got these from the dollar store. They are, I think, technically Rubbermaids. Yeah, that's what it says. They have a little measuring thing in them that I don't really use, but it's nice. And then I got these from the dollar store too. These containers, these are, they were in a pack of 4 each, and I bought, I think, 16, so it's like the $1.25 store now. So these are like 10 bucks all said and done. And these came in a pack, I think these came in a pack of like 10? And so these were $1.25 for all of them. They're really nice because I keep my powders in here. You can kind of see they're all grody. And these I keep like the actual grain itself because my girls don't get grain every day. They get grain twice a week if I'm on top of things, and just a couple of supplements because they're out on pasture. So this is mostly just to make sure we keep their health all normal. Okay, all of our containers are lined up. I'm making some warm tea. We are now officially ready to get started. Okay, so our teff grain, this is just literally compacted teff hay, is in here now. I don't really measure. I usually kind of go up. You can kind of see there's like this detail here on the side. I usually just kind of go up to there. I measured it out a couple of times. It's like about a cup and a half, maybe even 2 cups. I mix it with about 2 cups of applesauce, and usually I warm the applesauce because my girls are completely spoiled. So this turns into somewhere around 4 cups of warm, happy grain. And then to this, we're going to add a fly treatment. And then in each one of these, we're going to get one of these. And we're going to add their glucosamine and some cookies because they like the hunt of the cookies. I'll show you that as we go. Okay, these, you can kind of see the difference in color. Maybe if I shoot over here at an angle with the light, you can see a little bit better. These are more green. The teff is more yellow. This stuff just like makes it harder for bugs and things to grow in their poop. It just makes their poop less, which is not such a big deal in the wintertime, admittedly, although we still have mosquitoes, which is annoying me. But it's a very big deal in the summertime, so I try to keep their gut like not super bug friendly. This is what it looks like in the tub. These are, I don't have a great place for spoons right now, so they all live in here, but it usually comes with one of these. And this is actually fairly full. I just got this off of Amazon. It looks super dirty because this bucket is really old, because the bucket it came in, it's like that's a cool thing. You can buy supplements off of Amazon. The downside is that if you buy supplements off of Amazon, you might get a completely busted container when it arrives. So this is a very old bucket, but very new supplement for them. Okay, so here's what it looks like with all of our glucosamine in the little bins. You may notice it looks kind of clumpy, and I'm shooting hopefully a time lapse, and you may notice it's really clumpy. That's not a usual problem we have out here. I live in the high desert. Usually it's so incredibly dry. We have like frizz and static issues, not like clumping wet issues, but it's been such a wet winter. It's kind of clumpy. I'm thinking maybe I need to leave this in the house instead of in the tack room, but I don't. Yeah, maybe. Anyways, this is what it looks like in the tub. Again, it kind of looks a little bit clumpier than usual, but it's just your basic glucosamine. I was trying to shake it, but it won't even shake. And then we're going to put these in. Ignore the name. I've been trying to not show you guys names because, kind of like with medication, I don't like showing that stuff online because I never want anyone to think like, I'll just feed what she's feeding. I've talked to my vet about all of this. I don't feed even in the doses recommended on the thing. So like I feed completely different. I run things by my vet, so like, because like on the container for this it says feed every single day, like double, triple the amount that I feed. My girls don't need that because they're getting a lot from their daily feed, and this is just to help with like winter joint nonsense. So my vet suggested this amount over, you know, a couple times a week. Same thing with this, but like your horse may differ, your cattle will definitely differ, you know, chickens, etc. So I'm being careful not to show like exact amounts or exact names. And this isn't even in the same container. I get a totally different treat, but I bought these when we were first starting because my girls are kind of picky about cookies, and I like this container because it has survived so much. Like, I don't actually think you can see it over here. Can you see the dent? Maybe the dent popped out. There was a big old like tooth dent somewhere in here because the girls, like you can see here where it's been chewed on in a few places. This has been through heck and back. The girls have used it like a football, and it has been totally fine. So I keep this container even though I don't actually feed Poppermints anymore because the girls do not like them. The girls don't like Dumo or anything like that. It's nothing, I don't know enough about this brand. I only bought it once to even know like what would cause that, but different treat in here. Ignore all the names. Don't try to feed exactly like I do. That was the point I was making. So each girl gets 2 cookies in their bin. Oh, I'm trying to do this while aiming the camera. That's not good because I cannot actually see what I'm doing. Each girl gets 2 cookies because sometimes the applesauce I get is unsweetened, and I don't particularly like just dumping sugar into their containers. So I put treats in so there's more like a hint of something sweet. And then, let's see if I can do this just through the camera lens. And then there's a hunt, there's like, they're looking for it so they eat the whole grain. Although I think they actually like their grain. But these just make them eat to the bottom of the bowl looking for them. And I don't have to put a bunch of sugar in. Sometimes I get the sweetened applesauce and then I worry it's too sweet, but I kind of get whatever's on sale. So. Alright guys, and so this is what 2 weeks worth of oats looks like for my girls, a Tuesday and a Friday, a Tuesday and a Friday. There's Joe in the background, he just crawled up on the couch. This one looks a little crooked right now because I've dropped it a couple times trying to make a point that the lid is on. These are pretty sturdy, I'm pretty happy with these. I want to go back to the dollar store and get a couple more because I'd like to be able to do a month instead of 2 weeks at a time. But this was a little bit of an experiment a few months ago because I used to just like ration this out each time individually on its own. But that takes like quite a bit of time when it's very, very cold and your fingers don't work and it's very frustrating. So I wanted a solution where I could just like open a couple lids, dump really fast, put the applesauce in, call it good. And I was using Ziplocs for a couple of months, and those Ziplocs are really great for their purpose, but they're not strong enough to not fall apart or get eaten by mice or drive me crazy. And I was going through so much plastic waste. These are still, unfortunately, just cheap plastic. They're not zero waste or anything like that. And eventually, when they give up the ghost on me, they'll end up in a landfill. But I'm hoping for many, many years, if I treat them decently, I just said I dropped this one, but if I treat them decently, I'm hoping they won't end up in a landfill. And this is a little bit of a less wasteful solution. That's my oversteeped tea. We don't need to talk about it. Hi, Joe. Hi, I'm trying to record an outro. You confused by the grain? Hey guys, thanks so much for hanging out with me while I refilled my grain containers. The buckets are looking a lot less full, which means we used a lot of the good grain up. I'm really excited to get a whole month system. Maybe I'll show you that when that happens. And the dogs and I are gonna go hang out and watch a movie now. Hope you're having a great day, and we'll talk to y'all soon.